based on how difficult it is to play
At a pro level?
Yeah. And then this is DraftKings posting about it.
This is old. They've done, they always put boxing number one.
And yeah. 4, 5, 6.
I mean,
they say martial arts, but
I
don't know.
That's such a weird.
It's a weird thing to do.
Because baseball should be way higher, right?
Well,
as far as difficulty, yes.
Yeah, hitting a ball. But wrestling is no joke. I mean, the kind of shape you got to be in. I mean, they're all very difficult. But boxing, probably you could make the case that when you fail, it's pretty painful and pretty devastating, right? You get knocked out. You get, I don't know what martial arts.
There's nothing.
Mixed martial arts.
There's nothing harder than hitting a curveball in sports.
Yeah.
That would be the hardest thing to do in professional sports. Like a 100-mile-an-hour curveball. As far as success, think about it.
Yeah.
Baseball would be the hardest as far as
my friend
having success in the sport.
Yeah.
But then, boxers, this guy's 40-0, 30-0, 35-0.
Yeah, and just being able to play the game. Like we don't have to be professional boxers. We can still box each other. We can play the game. We can play basketball. But if you can't hit a ball,
well, Dave Freese said
can't even play the game.
You can also do everything right. You can hit the ball really well. But somebody catches it. Somebody you're out. You go 0 for 40, and you did everything right. So it's true. It's unforgiving. It's so difficult.
I remember just at the cages, just hitting a 40. It was just boom, boom. I could never hit the ball.
Are you watching the Olympics?
My 9-year-old strikes me out. But what else with this too is think how many people worldwide play baseball. You know how hard it is to go pro in baseball? It's the hardest sport to go pro in. Make it to the majors.
Wouldn't you say basketball is?
No,
NBA?
fuck no. No, fuck no. More people play baseball worldwide than basketball. Way more.
I don't know about that.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Basketball's huge in the Balkans. It's huge in China. There's no baseball.
Baseball's huge in China and Japan. Huge.
In Japan it is. I don't know about China.
Soccer would be number one.
Okay.
Cricket, which is weird. Basketball.
Yeah, basketball.
Cricket?
Yeah, and basketball is 2.2 billion fans. So basketball is way bigger than baseball. Way bigger.
Type in baseball, Chin. Let's see where that's at. Soccer, I knew was the biggest global sport.
Yeah, but basketball is huge in China and stuff. They don't play it. But baseball's played in really like China and America, for the most part. Japan, Korea, Taiwan, parts of Latin America. That's it.
7th or 8th global popularity. It's not among the most played sports worldwide.
It's 8th.
No.
It's 8th.
Yeah. No. Basketball's way bigger. Basketball has a massive dedicated following in Asian markets. Yep.
There you go.
Basketball is tricky because if you're 5'6", it doesn't matter.
Well, I was just thinking there are 5 places,
they're such
right?
freaks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They're so big
But you have to. It's like you have to. Like if I'm 5'6", I can fight in the UFC. I can play soccer.
Right.
I can play baseball. I literally cannot play in the NBA. I mean, there's Spud Webb, I guess, is your example, but there's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, I think MMA's got to be up there, man.
No.
No?
Mm-mm. As far as the most difficult?
Yeah. In terms of like just all the things you have to work on.
Difficult or
from
most
wrestling to jiu-jitsu to boxing.
Well, are you talking about being successful or are you talking about making it? Because to make it into professionals in the LFA, PFL, like it's just not UFC.
Yeah.
It's way easier to go professional MMA than baseball.
Yeah.
Or NFL or NBA.
Yeah, it's true.
Way easier.
Way easier. Because you're dealing with the best athletes, period, like in the big money sports.
There's more competition.
Soccer.
There's more competition.
Yeah. Well, soccer, dude, soccer is one of those fucking things where like these kids are going to soccer school. They go to soccer college. Like they start at like 6 and 7 in a program. They go all the way up and they don't make it.
Oh no, most of them don't.
And they don't make it, which is insane.
Yeah, T has 2 kids on his team. They literally they're in 4th grade. They're at soccer schools, dude.
So
4 hours of the day is soccer.
yeah, that's a lot. So
They love it.
HGTV star Nicole Curtis. I'm sorry, I blurted the N word. Well,
Yeah, the way she did it too was, it's, I don't know.
Is it silly?
It's so silly, but I don't know
thought these
how that
days were
came out of
over.
her mouth.
Did she say a hard ER? What are we talking about?
We can,
Do we have a video?
yeah, I think they kind of deleted the actual part though, but let's see if they actually have it.
Let's take a little break here because today's episode is brought.
Brendan Schaub is the biggest fraud and idiot that there is. And Callen just humiliated and destroyed and embarrassed him to his face. Did he just try to... Look, I know you're quote-unquote a baseball dad now. By the way, Schaub was never into baseball. He's only into baseball because that's like the thing kids do is play baseball. So, it's the most popular sport ever. Like, no, dude, it's not. But it goes to this grander thing. Brendan Schaub thinks that he was a professional athlete. And I guess technically you could say he was because he was a professional MMA fighter for the UFC. But he was never made it in actual sports, which is why he ended up a professional fighter in the MMA. No one in the MMA is there because they if you gave the greatest fighter ever the opportunity to be the greatest fighter ever or like a star wide receiver on a football team, they would become the star wide receiver on the football team. John Bones Jones is the greatest UFC fighter of all time. I think his brothers made more money than him because they just played football. And I think a lot of what John Bone Jones' problem is, all his acting out stuff, is like attention-seeking, mommy and daddy look at me behavior. Because when you're the greatest UFC fighter ever, but at Thanksgiving it doesn't mean anything because your brothers are both Super Bowl winning NFL players who are like legitimately both top 20 ever at their position. And since they play football, I'm assuming make a lot more money. Like, I'm pretty sure either Arthur or Chandler there probably signed like a 4-year, $60 million deal or something. Like, so that goes into it. Into Schaub's thinking. And why he gets so butthurt about this stuff and thinks he's the master and knows everything about sports when really he's know nothing. He's just a big dummy who they said, hey, you're big and can't do anything else. Maybe you should go into sports. But he's not athletic. That's the problem. He's just big. If he had one speck of athleticism in him, he would have been able to make it in pro sports. He was never in the NFL. He can't run. I mean, you're big, but if you're big and slow, what sport are you going to play? I mean, you're not big. 6'4" isn't big enough to be an NBA guy and be slow. So it couldn't be basketball, football, nothing. Schaub is just a lame, but I love how Callen handled him. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.